Dum ba doop boo ba doop doop boo ba doop boo boo boo. Dum ba doom boom 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 ba doom boom ba doop doop. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you loud and
So
clear.
I guess we got everything rolling.
Everything is rolling.
Well, how about that? Hey, y'all. We're on our way to Friday, and that makes today what our good friend, the truck driving donkey man known as Timmy Thomas, calls Friday Eve. Happy Thursday, one and all. I'm Rayford Brown.
Happy Thursday, I'm Lee Barrows.
Welcome to the Thursday edition of Live and Local Real Talk, where it seems that someone out there has accused me of being a poor excuse for a journalist.
What did you do now?
I don't know.
You
Have no
breathed
clue. And first of all, folks, I got to explain to you one more time. I left that profession after 2009, I think it was.
Right.
Well, only occasionally being lured to go back into it because somebody at a media organization here, there, or everywhere wants me to gather information or to do something for them. And therefore, my journalist days come back to me. But for my friend down to our south, I'll slow it down just a little bit. I am no longer a working journalist. You think I need to slow it down even more?
If they couldn't have understood that, there's no sense in even talking about it.
Okay, Live and Local, folks, is a talk show. We provide information and we rely heavily on opinions. Ours, yours, theirs, and the others is a talk show.
That's right.
That's what it is.
That's what we do.
We like for you, the folks out there, listeners, we'd like for those of you who are in a political race, we'd love to hear from you. Supporters of individuals who are running or detractors of those who are running. I don't really care for them. Honestly, I prefer to ignore them, either those who support, those who back you or whatever,
right.
or those who blast you. I don't care about them.
Right.
I care about what our questions are to you. So
right.
We can allow you to provide your points of view. I've got friends. I got friends on both sides. I got friends I voted for. I got friends I did not vote for.
So do I.
I've had that for 21 years ago. 77 minus 21 is a bunch, right? So that's how long I've been voting. So how many friends have I had who ran for office? A lot.
I have friends I couldn't vote for.
Well, I had friends I wouldn't vote for because I knew them too good.
We were talking about
Sorry about that, friends, but
we were talking about that from earlier a couple of years ago.
Yeah, some of the people that I know, I can be friends with you. We go to dinner. We could go diving if you dove, but I wouldn't vote for you because I know you too well. Some of you I wouldn't vote for because I like you too much.
That doesn't make sense,
yes, it
but
does.
I'm sure you have a reason for it.
Oh, yeah, because I don't want you to get caught up in the quagmire that you don't know anything about. And sometimes I do it for your own benefit. But most often, if I don't vote for you, you're a friend of mine, and I don't vote for you, it's because there's somebody else I think is better qualified. It's as simple as that.
That does happen.
Whether they or whoever are a friend or not. All right? Gotcha.
That does happen.
Duh. There's not often that I support anybody publicly or otherwise. I don't endorse people, generally speaking.
No, you've never have.
Some people will come in here and they'll see, okay, let's say we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different people who have run for office, some that are in office or whatever. I don't care if they blow something up here. It's okay. I don't generally flaunt stuff out there. That's just not it. But it kind of irritated me. Said that I was a poor excuse for a journalist. So I'm not a journalist, except when somebody hires me to do something.
Right.
I was a journalist. I've got the whole filled moth-eaten T-shirts to prove it. A couple dozen personal awards, by the way, from the Associated Press, the Radio Television News Directors Association, even the National Press Photographers Association when I was a working reporter. Those are personal awards. They came to me for stories I did, or in one case, a news
Very
story
nice.
I did that involved a whole lot of photography. And I mean, I've got them, a couple of dozen of them total. As the news director, moved on up the ladder,
Mhm.
further away from what I really like to do. But sometimes you move on up the ladder and okay, that's what I applied for, so that's what I got. But as the news director for an NBC affiliated station, my news team, the people that I led into battle, received a lot of personal, and they contributed to a box full of team awards for our news coverage. For you folks who don't understand what news ratings are, the actual numbers for news or other programs is given in numbers. It's the same thing as in regular programming. You'll hear yada, yada, yada. This is the number one show on TV. Well, let me just give you an example. I didn't do the programming. I did the news. That's all I was there to care about, much to the chagrin of the management from time to time. It was all about news as far as I was concerned. A 25 rating, which is generally called a share. It's a 25 share or 25 rating, means simply I do that because shares are in percents of 100. There's 100% of anything, right? That's all of it.
Yeah.
So a share
I
of
know.
that, like in you get 25 share. What that means is you got 25% of the viewers that responded to Nielsen ratings diaries. They would call the Nielsen family, who were watching that particular news program at that particular time slot. I can break it down. The big picture started getting bigger a bunch of years ago when there may be a dozen or more stations available to viewers in any television market. Back in the day, you had 2 TV stations, and then, in the day, you had 1 TV station in a market. They got all the viewers. That's just the way it was. If
Right.
there were only 5 people watching TV, they had 100% of the viewers. As time went by, you got 2 TV stations, 3 TV stations, maybe 4 TV stations. But then along came cable
Yes.
and satellite.
Yes.
And then you may have 30, 40, 50, 60 availabilities for you. Today, you got more than that. But back in the day, you may have that many people, many stations or operations that you could watch instead of watching, for instance, the 6 p.m. news. When I left journalism in 2009, the ratings that we had showed our news garnished more than 50% of the morning news hours. The morning show had over 50% of everybody, half of everyone who was watching any of the television stations available to the viewers in that market. So we had like 20 stations they could pick from, 20 different channels. We got half of all of the people who were watching all of those stations were watching our news in the morning. That's unheard of these days. That doesn't happen. Even then, it didn't happen. When I left journalism, the ratings showed our news garnished more than 50% of the morning news show. Again, that was more than half of everyone watching all of the television news programming at that time. For what most still consider to be the primary local news time each day, it's the 6 p.m. local time now, the 6 p.m. time slot. We regularly pull down 40 shares. 40% of everyone in our market area, which included about a dozen counties in southeastern North Carolina, were watching our newscasts. That's a large chunk of people.
Yes.
Let me give you by comparison. At that time, the 3 major news networks, ABC, CBS, and NBC, at 6:30, which is the standard national network news time, right?
Right.
Generally brought down between 12 and 15% each of the people watching anything at 6:30. Their total for the three of them was just about the same thing as our total alone, all by ourselves. The rest was split among the other cable channels available in the market. So for my Southern critic, I no longer play in the world of journalism, just to make that perfectly clear. My credentials are there. I don't care what you think. I cared what the people who wanted us to deliver news at that time thought. I drove down to a place called Dunedin, Florida, on several occasions to go through every diary that was in our market. And I got to review what the people wrote and what the people said. We conducted focus groups. That means I sat behind a one-way glass, and watched as people, 15 to 18 of them, we hired a company to do it, were asked questions about what their opinions were of local news, of all local news, not just us, to see who they liked, what they did not like. Everything from clothes that anchors wore to the reporters themselves and their mannerisms were what people responded to. Okay. I don't play in that world anymore. We play in a world of opinions. We didn't have opinions then. I do have opinions now. I'm happy with that. Maybe now, sir, you would prefer to dislike me because I don't dress like you want. And I have no problem giving my opinions, especially when they apparently get under your skin.
Obviously.
It makes me happy. But you might want to tell other like-minded critics to get a little brass and quit hiding behind their fake names, those who support you. Got
it? I just...
Is that simple?
That's very simple.
It doesn't bother me. I don't.
Doesn't bother me.
I don't care.
I mean, we have sat here, Rayford.
If I cared, I would wear something else. I'd go put the tuxedo on or a coat on or, out of respect for
what this all boils down to is like during this last political season,
shenanigans. Yes,
we invited
everybody.
Most everybody. I mean, mainly Jacksonville City Council,
and other hot spots that we heard about.
Yes, and other hot spots that we heard about. In Jacksonville, we had Democrats and Republicans, even though they're not on the ticket as that.
That's right.
We invited them in. We enjoyed every single one of them. We did not take sides while they were here. We asked questions. We laughed with them, or, we got serious with them. We did that for another municipality, Holly Ridge. And we treated Mayor Pete with respect. Yeah. And we enjoyed listening to him. We had invited the other person running for Holly Ridge mayor to come in, which we know her. And most of the people for Jacksonville City Council, I've known them for years. But yes.
Wow. The one of those candidates who is now our council elect,
right.
I've known him because he was when I moved back to Jacksonville full time, and this started the show, I was looking for somebody to interview.
Yes.
So the first person I talked to that I wanted to get on the air was then Police Chief Michael Yanero.
And he's been right here.
And, he's been right here. He had a lot of awards behind his name as well. He had tons of them.
Right.
And, I wanted to know what made this place tick. I had a vested interest in him, more of an interest than probably anybody else would have had, because I worked in that department.
Right.
I still got a uniform up there somewhere, but it will not fit.
We invited
from them
Mayor Pete in. It was a great interview. Yeah. And then we were able to finally get Dorothy in, who was running against Mayor. And as I recall, and it's still on tape, we didn't show any preference. We let her talk. Yep. You asked questions. We did all of it like that. And when it was over with, she left. And during her time sitting in this seat, threatening messages.
Yeah, nasty grass.
And nasty messages, on her DMs. And I'm like, what in the world? Because we're friends with her. And I'm sorry, I'm friends with a lot of people. I'm friends with Congressman Murphy.
Me too.
Been a friend of his since he first came into the political world.
I
And
was
his
a friend
wife,
with one of his opponents.
friends with Tom Tillis.
Yeah.
And back when, we're both friends with Greg. We've known him for quite a long time. But every time the political season came along and there were people running against him, we interviewed him.
We did.
We absolutely invited him in to interview.
And if anybody thinks I'm not going to not ask a question because it might offend someone, y'all just came to the wrong ballpark.
And never once
pack your mess up
during any of our interviews did we say, well, we like you the best.
Nope.
And we think your opponent is
don't
garbage.
Don't endorse.
We never endorsed anybody on air.
But to just not to challenge somebody in your open little cute little whatever forum that you chose, as old as you are, because you're close as old as I am.
You're talking about him, not me.
Yeah, not you. How childish.
Just kidding.
Are people like that?
Well,
politics does bring out the absolute worst in people.
If somebody had an issue with you having another candidate on the show, they should have called you and said, hey, but to get behind a keyboard and say things
keyboard warrior.
Yeah, keyboard warrior. I mean, it doesn't take much guts
what
to
that
do
does to me, and to read another one that I read last night about somebody who reached out to somebody and challenged them, told them they had to come see him. We do not have any kings in this country.
No.
We do not have anybody that's any better than anybody else in this country.
Raver, we've had people that we've interviewed and we treated them with respect.
Yeah. Even though I knew more about them than they knew about themselves, apparently. That wasn't the issue. The issues were the issues.
We did not bring up maybe a past
personalities
history
or anything like. I don't care.
Yeah, we don't.
We've all got history.
There's
not a soul around here who doesn't have history, and
Amen.
There's nobody who probably doesn't regret doing something or said I should have, maybe I could have, would have, should have.
Right.
You know what those things mean to me?
Nothing.
The thing is, I'm being told, you could have turned back there. That's history. That opportunity has left.
I'm sitting in the back seat. I'm like, but we go through this every election cycle. We had one that was running for U.S. Congress, 4 or 5 years ago?
I don't know.
That as soon as he left the studio, he went out and made a video.
Out in the parking
lot. Like, what? What did we say?
I don't know.
So it happens.
And
but then again, this is a talk show. If we wanted to,
if you want me to be an investigative reporter now,
if we
that's
wanted
what you
to,
want. If you want to do that, I will change the show if you want.
If we
you
wanted
don't
to,
really want that.
We could talk some garbage about some people, but that's not us.
I just present you the facts.
Right.
Now, on a couple of occasions, we've had to present facts.
Right.
That contradicted other things, not in the political world, but in a situation in another county involving a law enforcement officer that apparently went way beyond the scope of his duties and really cost a man 6 years of his life.
Oh, that's crazy. All right.
You remember him?
Yes. Okay. I know what you're talking about.
And then somebody else, another TV station, got that information, or a TV station got that information, and I provided everything we had.
That's right.
And then the fan got filled up.
Politics can be so nasty.
Yeah.
And let me tell you.
Once I was familiar with the old school politics to begin with, because my dad, before he got into the world of politics for a few years, he was a great observer. Every election he was down at the courthouse waiting for the results to come in just because. And then the good nature stuff came out. Those who were running and those who two different groups of individuals. You had those who wanted this guy. Well, guess who there were grave sites built on the courthouse lawn after every election, and they put the names of the losers. there.
I remember when people used to do that.
It was all in fun.
Don't you remember they used to do it at the courthouse down here?
That's what I'm saying. That's what it was. They established
throwback memories.
Tongue in cheek, fun. Today it would be sacrilegious, I guess, but in those days it was not.
Well,
and then they went out to wherever they went out and had a celebration.
Well, nowadays,
all parties went together.
Right, nowadays, you have people that have signs made. Do you remember a couple of years ago, there were some signs about 3 of our county commissioners that were put up and down the highways, he did this and he did that. I understand in Holly Ridge there were signs being made. I didn't see any in Jacksonville.
We're not in an election period now.
Right.
But for those of you who are in office, or those of you who want to challenge those who are in office in the future, or run for any office.
Right.
Just one little piece of advice, and it's basically dealing with civility, and quit disguising your ineptness by trying to badger the other person. When you have to put up signs, don't vote for Jack because,
don't say Jack. No,
don't vote for
Herbert.
Oh, we got one of those. Don't vote for Herbert because at one time, yada, yada, yada. No, if that's the only thing that we should vote for you because you blast somebody else, then guess what? You ain't going to get.
And look, you brought up the friends thing. Like I said, I've had a lot of friends that have run for office. Some that I supported 100%, and some privately. I was like, I love you, bud. But let me tell you what. I worked the polls all day Tuesday. Went out at 10 o'clock, closed them at 7:30 that night. At closing time, I was standing right there with the other side, if you want to call them the other side. We were all laughing and smiling and hugging each other.
You can do that.
And you know what? Call me a rhino if you want to. I don't consider someone because they're a Democrat an enemy.
I was at Ward 2 on election day. On election day this year, I did something that I said I wasn't going to do 3 years ago because it was a situation. But things got busy for me in the last week.
Right.
And so I went to the polls on Tuesday when my wife had to go somewhere up the coast and for a meeting. And then when she came back, she said, I said, "You ready?" She said, "What?" "Oh, we're going to vote, aren't we?" "Yep, we are." So we headed on over to Ward 2, right down here, yada, yada, yada.
Right.
And there were candidates standing together, running for the same seat.
Exactly.
Nobody was fighting.
No.
Both of them, we had interviewed both of them. One was a Democrat, one happened to be a Republican. It's a nonpartisan race. And to be absolutely honest with you, I had not done my homework.
Right.
At all. I knew the individuals. I didn't know what their parties were. It's a nonpartisan race, and it did not matter to me. And even if it was not a nonpartisan race, guess how I'm registered to vote? I don't care.
That's right.
About your politics. About your political persuasions. I don't care whether you're a Democrat, Republican, or other. I'm sure there's some others out there. I don't care because I'm one of those others. I'm not affiliated with any party.
Right.
I'll tell you one more time why I'm not. Because at one time in this part of the state, there was not but one party.
That's right.
They were Democrats. They were Democrats. Okay. They were Democrats. And nary a Republican showed up. If they did, it was, not even a token. It was funny. It was always the laughing stock, and everybody, including the candidates, and including the candidates themselves, laughed at it. You won't believe what I'm doing, but you know what? I'm going to get the nomination for this party. Oh yeah, that way you get to run in 2 races: one in the primary, and then one in the general election.
Right.
And regardless of who the Democrat. Because the Democrat was going to be the nominee, right, for the Democrat Party, and was going to be, the races were over the evening of the May primary in Onslow County.
Right.
Every local race was decided in the primary.
Things that flipped over.
You had to go to the general election in November, and just for giggles and stuff, cleaned that one up, didn't I?
Yes.
Just for the giggles, you had to run, and nobody paid any serious. The primaries got more attention than the general election ever got
Right.
in those days. So I was in another county. I was a news director at a TV station, and I get a call from a friend, a guy that in another life he was running for sheriff,
Right.
and in another life he and I worked kind of together on some things. He was a drug guy. Well, when he called me, he said, I'm the one thing I'm glad to see is I know I can count on your support. And I said, well, you just don't know that. I might find somebody I like better. Oh, well, I know how you're registered to vote. Ruh-roh.
Yeah.
The sun did not set on me as a registered Democrat.
Right.
That day, a long time ago,
Right.
I became registered unaffiliated.
Right.
And I've been that way and will remain that way. Because I don't
Right.
want anybody, I don't want the Democrats or the Republicans saying you favored the other party because you are one of them. Now it's gotten down as one post. How ignorant was this person? Who's fake, by the way? The name there does not exist.
Right.
It exists,
The one
but
that
not
was sending
here.
threats. Yes.
That name, which
Fake
we
profile.
left it posted for, I guess
Right.
it's still up there on the one, the last post that she made, is that, or he, she, it, whatever, got a female name, but it could be anything. I don't know. I'm not judging. But she said, but you're friends with her.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, really?
Do we need to break off friendships because
Really?
they're running for office?
I've got friends. I hope.
Well, lots of friends.
I question whether she does or not. True friends. I got true friends. Okay, now I'm through. We will get on to something else.
You gotta remember, this is Jacksonville, North Carolina.
We're going
This
to
is
get on
not
with something else. And I just
New York
I'm
City.
going to clear the air. If y'all want to discuss that when I get through with the
Yeah.
weather, feel free to do so.
You're so brave to put words on paper. Call.
If you got the brass to put it down there, call us. But if you use a fake name when you call, I'm gonna probably call you out on it. But
Hey.
you don't have to give me your name. It's okay.
You're more than welcome to come in and sit in a chair.
Come on over here, join
Come
us.
on over. I'll leave you a special chair.
I'll move the dog food from here because I'm waiting for my doggy to come in
Making me
because
hungry.
he hasn't eaten this morning yet. One of them.
Oh, yeah.
What a nice day it was yesterday, though.
Beautiful
Good
day.
gracious, got another one shaping up.
Yes.
Mother Nature is still a little ticked off with the Atlantic Ocean.
Mhm.
Offshore out to 20 nautical miles, a small craft advisory will go into effect in a little bit, probably shortly, and will remain that way through this afternoon. Northerly winds today, 15 to 20 knots. Gust up to 25, seas 3 to 5 feet, 6 seconds apart. Sounds and rivers are choppy tomorrow. Easterly winds around 10 knots coming down. That's good. Becoming southerly in the afternoon. That means it's really warm. Seas 2 to 3 feet. Sounds and rivers are light chop, increasing to a moderate chop in the afternoon. Saturday, southwesterly winds 10 to 15 knots. Seas 3 to 4 feet. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop.
Today is sunny and gorgeous with a high near 68, northwest winds 6 to 13 miles per hour, becoming northeast in the morning. Winds could gust as high as 20 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 43. Friday, mostly sunny with a high near 72. Friday night, low around 57. Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 78. And I will tell you, Sunday is going to be a high near 79. And then Monday, what's 52 from 79? 52 is 27.
50.
It drops 27 degrees.
What's 52 from 79?
Yes,
Yeah.
27 degrees.
Yeah.
Bow. And we have severe frost warnings for next week, but
Yeah.
things may change, so we'll
Yeah,
see.
we may be doing this from the dome because I've got heat lamps out there, and the temperature will not get below 39 degrees in the dome because I got another pineapple growing.
Do
Not plants. I
you?
got a bunch of plants, but we got a little
Oh.
pineapple that's getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
I still have one pineapple
And
plant. It's about a foot tall.
I'm thinking about this pineapple,
Mhm.
documenting its growth
You
in
should.
pictures, and that way, come the county fair next year, I'll enter
Take
this
first
plant.
bite. Blue ribbon.
This plant there's never had. They tell me never had a pineapple plant, a locally grown pineapple plant, locally grown pineapple
Cool.
in the fair, the
Oh,
county
yeah.
fair. I've never entered anything in the county fair, so I'm going to do that. We could enter both of us in the county fair, though, as individuals next year. I'm thinking about that too, because they have a livestock division.
Rayford.
We're going to go in as hams.
Oh my gosh.
Hams on the hoof. What do you think?
This?
Of course, I could do double duty. I could be an ex-pig in the ham.
I heard you last night saying you once were a Hamlet, and I'm like, what? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We should really push people to really enter something into the fair next year.
Absolutely. There's a lot of folks who grow things around here.
Yes.
The legal things.
Yeah, we're not talking about.
If you want to do the other thing, it's okay. But
yeah, go ahead.
It would be fun.
How'd that work out for you?
Maybe the folks up there in Vance County, Beaufort County, Carteret County, Pamlico County, or wherever Dominic Connolly seems to be turning up these days. And they got him on Ring doorbell camera.
Yes.
He's accused of murdering his 72-year-old grandmother 10 days ago, setting her house on fire with her body inside, then stealing her car. A Craven County deputy sheriff was alerted that this man was at a fast food restaurant a couple of days later, confronted him, and the deputy tussled with him and got stabbed in the leg. He was taken to the hospital, spent overnight, or I think just one night, and he's recovering. He's going to be fine. If you have relatives, now I'm going to help you guys out because some of you may not understand what goes down here. If you got relatives or friends up in any of those areas and you think that they might know who this dude is, Mr. Connolly, and you think that they may be helping Mr. Connolly in any way with food, transportation, providing him information, giving him supplies, whatever, these people will be held accountable for their actions. The punishment for aiding and abetting a man wanted for felonies, especially for violent felonies, including murder and attempted murder of a police officer, is an extended stay in a small cell far from their homes. You get to spend time alongside him, but not in the same cell because he's likely going to be on a death row.
Well, Rayford, I have a feeling unless he's got a nice warm house to hide out in, come next week when those temperatures drop really, really low,
he's hiding somewhere. Where
he's going to want to come in.
If you know anyone who has information about Mr. Connolly's whereabouts, it would be wise for those folks to call 911. He's also wanted for attempting to murder that deputy sheriff. That's the attempted murder charge. The safest thing he can do is to surrender quickly. When the officers come to wherever Mr. Connolly is hiding, best for him to lie down, spread eagle in the yard, hands palms up, face planted in the ground, legs spread apart. He would be wise to follow all instructions given to him at that time. For anyone with him, you may want to do the same thing.
Right.
Put yourself at least 10 feet away from him.
Right.
And lay down on the ground. Okay? That's for your safety. Okay, we got a caller. Who is it, Deanna?
It's Steve.
Hey, Steve, what's up?
Good morning, guys. How y'all doing today?
We're getting ready for the wintry blast coming up on Monday.
Next week. Have you got are you getting ready? Are you going to cover your plants this weekend?
I said something wrong. I said wintry. It's wintry. There's no E in that.
I got you. I'm contemplating that, Lee. I got kind of a big area to cover if I do cover it. And so I'm not really sure. I've got, I think, 7 tomato plants about 5 foot tall, full of tomatoes.
Oh, really?
So,
I've got one of them that's got about 4 of them. I picked one yesterday, believe it or not.
You need to start a YouTube show.
There's so many people to do it that are so much smarter than me. You know, I'm going to them learning stuff, so I don't know what I would have to contribute to that community.
Well,
but,
if you're
I'm more of a follower than a leader.
If you're growing tomatoes, still, this is November. If you've got tomatoes on your vines, on your plants, and you're ready to have to warm them up to keep them from freezing, I think you are deserving of. We call you the winter gardener. In North Carolina,
right?
Well, I would say that they've done a little better this year as far as hanging in there than in the past. I'm right proud of them. I did plant a second round in early August, I guess it was.
Good.
And so they're the ones that are, really thriving right now. But I do have some that have been there all summer, and my goodness, they're in excess of 10 foot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And they're still putting off tomatoes. They're dead. They look dead in the first 5 or 6 feet, but then they're green past that on out another 5, 6 feet.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Some of mine are still alive in spite of my inattention. Let's just put it that way, because I got fed up and disgusted.
Yeah. I pulled a cucumber off yesterday. I was
really?
Yeah, a big old cucumber.
I bought one at the store last week.
Yeah, and I've got a it's got probably 4 or 5 little cucumbers about the size of your pinky that are in the process. So I don't know if they'll make it past Monday though.
I got 4 trees I got to cut down because we found out that some of the stuff that's coming off of those trees is not conducive for plants. It's the sap and whatever coming off those trees. These that we kept them up there because they're pretty and they provided shade during the heat of the day.
Is that?
But now they're coming down.
Oh, then I don't want any.
No, you don't want any.
I know
of those.
some of them the sap is real acidic.
Yes, it is.
I got a great myrtle that's this time of year, it gets all over the cars to the point that the bees, when I come out in the morning, are like all over my car.
Wow. Move that over to the edge of the yard somewhere and let the bees have their way with it.
Yeah, it ain't movable. We brought it home 25 years ago from Lowe's in a gallon bucket, and now it's almost 30 foot tall.
Sorry. Chainsaw.
Yeah. Hey, look, I wanted to call in this morning because I heard y'all talking about the interviews that y'all do, with local politicians on both sides of the aisle. And I wanted to give my view of what I think of the interviews y'all do.
Okay.
Do y'all want to hear it?
Sure.
Go ahead.
I got you. Once again, as scary as it is, I agree with y'all 100%. Y'all are very non-biased when you bring those people in there. I will say, I don't think you ask either side really hard questions, but you do ask them some, poignant questions. And it appears to me that you give them more of an opportunity to say what they want to say than trying to corner them necessarily.
Thank you, because our whole, we talk about it off air. We want to give them the opportunity to provide whatever they want to say, free of charge, that they would put on their political signs or when they publish stuff. We want information that they share. We want people to decide who to vote for based upon what these people have to offer and the issues. Now, sometimes they don't bring up some of the issues that need to be brought up. And if there's a major issue, I want your opinion on it. But we ask the other side the same thing. Your opinions.
All right. I would agree with that 100%. That's something that is unique, and I like it about the way y'all do local politicians.
We're different.
I will say I appreciate what you just said, because on a personal level, because we've talked on a personal level, like what some of my preferences are and who I think is great and who I think is crazy. But, we don't do that on the air. So I appreciate what you just said.
Right. I know that y'all have questions and opinions that y'all reserve. You don't necessarily share them at that time.
Right. Yeah, there's been a few.
You tend to give the politician more of the stage and let them kind of say what they want to say.
That's what they're in here for.
Well, and that's, like I say, man, y'all know me long enough to know that about me, that I'm more of a referee than one side or the other. I try to be fair and honest in my criticism and my, accolades. And that's definitely one time that y'all deserve, a little bit of applause on that. It's very easy to slip into wanting to be biased in a situation like that, and I don't know that I would be as successful at it as y'all are. So
now, I will tell you, and I will fess up to being guilty of. When it comes to the national political world, I have more definite opinions that I don't mind sharing because people keep asking me about them. And quite often,
Steve knows that.
Quite often, I go for the underdog. I like to do what I call play the devil's advocate. If you say that the sky is green out there, I'm going to say, no, it's pink. Whatever, I will, and I do it in an effort, hopefully, to make people justify what they're thinking. I want to spark them into doing something. It's nothing more blasé than hearing somebody, it's a party blue sky out there today, ain't it? Huh? What do you think? Huh? Why are you here? So you understand?
I fully understand because honestly, I play that part quite often myself. I even go as far as to say, is the sky, we all agree that's blue, but how do you know you see the same thing I see?
You don't, because I might be colorblind.
We both agree that what we're looking at is blue, but I mean, who can determine what that registers as in my brain versus what it registers in your brain?
Pretty much.
Yeah. So anyway, without getting too deep on that one.
Yeah, we won't do it. I could go further on it too, but
I could go on and on and on about, deep philosophies like that, but yeah, I want to just comment on that this morning. I guess that I agree with y'all on that. I appreciate that y'all do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely an asset to the community, I believe. And
not to one guy
on that side. Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
But I'm glad he gave me something to talk about this morning because
I
was gonna say I don't want to get your head too big, but
it's not.
I didn't want you to have to be the only one tooting your own horn this morning. I wanted to jump in and say yes, that is absolutely true.
Yeah.
Thank you.
From somebody who criticizes a lot, y'all get that from me. A lot of criticism.
Some criticizing more critiquing than criticizing, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Right. I was going to say not directed at y'all necessarily, but a lot of
yes, it is. I take it personally.
Politically is criticism. Right.
Yeah, there's been a couple times you hung up on each other. So other than that, but we don't take it personal.
That makes us human.
It's just all it's all cool. We're good.
Yeah, I was going to say sometimes the easiest way to not have a bad conversation is just to stop talking.
Yeah, sure, it can be that way.
Yeah.
He's learned well from being married.
Who?
I was going to say I get in trouble all the time because my wife will say, "You don't ever listen to me," and I tell her, I say, "I try not to, but you just keep talking."
Oh God! Oh, how's that count, Sleep?
Whoa. Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, she laughs at me because she knows it's all with love, always like that. But yeah, that's my favorite one. But she says, "You don't listen to me."
She's a good woman.
I'd be careful when I go to sleep, though.
Yeah. Well, it's been over 30 years now. I think we're safe.
Well, that's wonderful.
That's wonderful. I got to say, it don't seem like 30 years. It's surprising how fast time passes.
Didn't Lorena Bobbitt say the same thing?
How did she even come into this discussion?
I don't really know many Bobbitt quotes. I'm familiar with who you're talking about, but yeah, I've never really dug into what she has to say in general. But
she was a wonderful, loving wife for a long time until she wasn't.
Yeah. True there.
We're not going to even go there.
I was going to say, you got crazy people everywhere, and that lady was, my dad always taught me, you pack your bags and walk out the door before it comes.
You need to really go away.
I mean, I don't understand. But people think differently.
You got a lot to lose otherwise.
How about it?
All right, Steve. Take care.
Well, maybe not in everybody's case.
Some got more to lose than others.
Don't do it, Lee. Don't do it.
But anyway, I just wanted to ring in there this morning and say that. And I guess y'all have a blessed day.
You too. Thank you so much.
See you. Bye. Wow. Okay, weather-wise around our county here today, right now, Randy's out there in the Southwest community this morning, riding around on his golf cart with Boomer, his doggy.
Yes, Boomer the doggy.
Boomer's got a built-in fur coat. 96% humidity, 51 degrees there, and pretty much everybody's got clear. The sky is clear. The skies don't exist. There's only one on this planet.
Yeah, we know.
But the sky is clear, and nobody's got any rain in their rain gauges this morning.
Nope.
At the borough, Swansboro, for you guys who are not local, Joe down that way says it's 57 degrees there and no wind. And Joe's also over at Emerald Isle. He took a trip over to Emerald Isle, walked on the beach a little bit, and the tide was not high then. There's a king tide, but it's not the high tide yet. At Emerald Isle, it was 59 degrees, and he had a red sky just before dawn this morning. A red sky in the morning, sailor take warning, and that's why they've got a small craft warning in effect. Lee, our buddy, the other Lee,
The other lady.
the male version, he's over there in the swamp. He's in the backside of the back swamp. It's 51 degrees there, 97% humidity. Cedar Point, Ward, he's the foreigner in the group here. He's over in Catchert County, also known as Carteret County.
Got it.
Over there at Cedar Point, just across the White Oak River from Swansboro, 56 degrees, 83% humidity. And Ken, you went out to see Ken yesterday, didn't you?
Yes, I met his wife too,
Uh-huh.
and I talked to them while they had coffee.
And you brought back some aluminum.
Yes, I did. He gave me an antenna that
Mhm.
hopefully I will have up and running this
You know,
weekend. We'll see.
Hams help hams. Have you noticed?
Best bunch of people ever.
It's cool. They don't do it for money. They
You can
just
walk
help
in the
each other.
room and get hugs and smiles,
Yeah,
and everybody gets along and everybody laughs.
kind of
I'm
like Cheers, isn't
I'm
it?
like, wow.
Ken's over at Onslow Bay. It's got 53 degrees. I had it at the time, 83% humidity.
Right.
Craig, he's a young Marine. He was headed for work. He's from Richland. Before he left home, it was 50 degrees there. Dale, the president of the Onslow Amateur Radio Club, he lives up the bend, up the river around the bend called River Bend. 50 degrees, 97% humidity. And our lady here, Lady Blue, aka Lee.
Yes, Lady
Wearing- I don't. What color
Wearing
is that?
pink today.
Is that pink?
Well,
Peach?
I got
or
my Jacksonville,
whatever?
North Carolina shirt on.
I see.
Hoodie.
They misspelled Jacksonville. My
No,
God!
they did not.
Why did you look?
Well, stop.
Anyway, Lee over there
'Cause
lives over there in Northwoods in the
Yeah.
woodland section of Northwoods, where the
woodlands.
temperature at that time was. You said 58.
What?
I think you said 58. Didn't
No, you wrote it down
you?
wrong.
I probably did. It's probably 53. 52,
I don't
50.
remember now.
Okay, whatever.
But
Anyway, she said she had 90% humidity at the time. And here at the studio at that time, it was 51 degrees. And here at the studio at Country Club at 51. It dropped down to 48 just a little while ago. Kind of funny. The humidity at the time was 93%, and it's now 87%. And the temperature's calmed back up since the sun
Yeah.
came up. It's now up to 52 degrees, and there's actually no rain up here in the forecast. We have a 30 point.
see, now mine was showing this morning a
it-
chance of light rain.
That's what I had too, but
Right.
that's changed.
I'm putting all new batteries in mine because,
It changes.
well, let me tell you, it did say 58 degrees. It did. That you were correct with
Okay.
what you said. It did. And I was
I've
like
been wrong
going,
twice.
and everybody else was like 51, 52. But I think I think I'm going to put fresh batteries and everything.
You can do that. It's it may have
It's
been
been a
sun.
while.
It may have been the sun hitting it.
It could
or
have been.
whatever at a
Could
certain
have
time.
been.
Temperature. There. Have you ever stood outside and then the wind blows and there's a little warmth comes by you, or a little
Yes.
cold breeze
Yes.
that comes by you?
Like at the
If
games.
it's cold, if you go to a corner of your house and there's a little cold spot there, it's because there is a spirit there, right?
Oh, don't start that. I've had some weird things happen while I was
Ah.
alone in my house
You
at
weren't
night.
alone. You have a dog and a cat or two. right?
Well, I've had some weird things happen, and I'm like, people say there's spirits everywhere.
There are.
And
Yeah.
I'm
A lot
telling
of
you,
them at the ABC store.
something smacks you in the head, and there's nothing anywhere. You're like, how did that happen?
I was thinking that when we got this new little kitty cat
Right.
running around, and then something to brush my leg, and I
Mm.
looked down underneath. There she is. That little tail, so very light and fluffy.
Well, if something brushes my leg, and I look down and I don't see anything, you could better believe I am up looking.
It might be a little critter.
Oh.
It's really hard to understand and appreciate how easy it is to scam the system. There are a lot of people who are able to do that,
Yes.
at least for a while they are. When we have politicians who con voters into voting for them, then con fellow politicians into supporting some of their ridiculous time and money wasting programs, it makes me wonder why we don't have a central clearinghouse for anyone running for office. Lawmakers, y'all have no idea where I'm going. Lawmakers, those at the city, county, state, and federal levels, are bad enough.
Right.
But when we have elected folks with law degrees who have managed to make it all the way to the bench, that's the big old desk who has black robe-wearing godlike creatures sitting behind them, with little hammers ruling on this motion or that from opposing attorneys. Those guys who decide to render justice or give scumbags more opportunities to keep real lawmen busy, putting cases together again and again and again, presenting the evidence for the 12 people who are sitting on a jury, if the evidence is overwhelming, who find the scumbags guilty. So we've gone through this process. Bad guy does something bad, gets caught. Cops work up a case, they present it to the district attorney. The district attorney presents it to 12 people with the cops' assistants as witnesses. And the jury, 12 individuals, find the individual guilty. All 12 have to agree that this individual is guilty of the charges that is brought against him, right? That's this country.
That's right.
Then one and only one robe-wearing man says it really doesn't matter what the investigators uncover, what the prosecuting attorneys make sure is correct, and a jury decides the accused scumbag is guilty or not, based solely on the evidence presented in court. No personal opinions. It's up to the judge whether the scumbag gets to spend some quality time with other scumbags to pay his debt to society or not.
Right.
In a case that caught my eye,
Uh-oh.
this week's dumb of the dumb crowd, so dumb that he thought he could get away pretending to be a dead man and go to college to get smarter. Oklahoma. Anthony Lennon was given a 20-year prison sentence that some dimwit judge suspended back in 2008 for multiple counts of child pornography. One of the most disgusting crimes in the world of porn. So, Mr. Lennon, Anthony Lennon, lays low for a while. Mind you, if you mess up when you're given a suspended sentence, you're supposed to have to serve your entire sentence when you get caught. That was in 2008. 4 years later, while he's on suspension, cops got wind back in 2012 that Mr. Lennon was holding more kiddie porn, trading in it, selling it, buying it, producing it. When they hit his home, evidence found inside included chat logs, external discs, and graphic videos of children. That was at his home. The cops tracked him to a motel in Oklahoma. When they got to the motel room, inside a place he rented, they found a bloody scene. It was made to look like he had been kidnapped. That was in 2012. For 13 long years, Lennon was not to be found. They had him on the most wanted list. But last week, he got caught. He was using the name Justin Phillips. And he was enrolled in college at the State University of New York at Canton when he was busted again. According to the U.S. Marshal Service, Lennon had previously earned a master's degree in computer science under that name of Justin Phillips and was working to obtain a doctorate at the time of his disappearance. Detectives interviewed Lennon under his alias. Apparently, he did not know that they knew at the time that they interviewed him who he really was. That's what he thought. They broke it to him the hard way. Hey, bud, your fingerprint analysis confirms who you really are. He's now in custody in New York and is awaiting extradition to Oklahoma.
Wow.
With all of his educational background in computer science, the obvious question pops up. Do you think he was practicing his old skills in a smarter way? Absolutely. My question, how did he manage to pay for a master's degree education in computer science and to pay for his additional studies to get him a doctorate? Did he get a student loan? with a fake name? We don't know yet. If I was the journalist today, that's what I would be going after. Where has he been for the last 13 years and what has he been doing? We know part of it. How did he do it? The world is full of scam artists. This guy will be worth keeping tabs on, and I would seriously watch any judge who gives him another pass. A suspended 20-year sentence for kiddie porn? Really? Judge? What were you thinking? Thank goodness that not all judges are like the one this dude appeared before back in 2008. Think about it. For the last 20 years, you have no wonder how many kids who were not even born when he was sentenced have been harmed by beyond our imaginations.
Absolutely.
By this guy and others just like him.
Wow. Wow.
Imagine kiddies porn involved in it today were not even born when this dude was sentenced to prison and he never served any time. If he had been in prison in 2008 for 20 years, guess what he would not have been doing?
Absolutely.
And he would still be in prison.
Yes.
Sometimes these decisions by judges, if they make a wrong decision and sentence somebody to jail or a decision that goes beyond their scope, and then there is an appeal process. Is it time now for an appeal process by the prosecution?
Right.
Is it time that we implement an appeal process for the people who have been wronged?
Well, I have another one for you, and it happens to be right here in North Carolina with a state representative who just recently resigned after he was arrested for sex offenses. I think we've got just a few minutes before Chris calls, and let me tell you what he did. Prosecutors alleged that Brockman, his name is Cecil Brockman, he was a former House state rep for North Carolina. Let me see, go back here. Okay. He met the 15-year-old victim on a dating app and that they lived together for some time.
How old is this dude?
He's, did it say what his age is? Well, he's old enough to be a state rep. He looks to be in his 30s, 40s. I don't know. I'll have to find out his age, but he was released from a High Point jail Wednesday, almost a month after being charged with child sex offenses. The release comes days after a Guilford judge reduced his bond and added numerous conditions of release. He has to live with his mother under house arrest.
He must be young.
I'd rather go to jail. According to the conditions of the release approved this past Monday, he'll have to wear an ankle bracelet.
Does Mama agree with this?
He won't be allowed to use social media or a cell phone. He had to surrender his phone and passport, which Mama's got a cell phone. You better hide it. He had been held on a $1.05 million bond until Monday when the judge agreed to reduce the bond to $250,000. Now, how
He's
can
under
you start
house arrest while he's awaiting trial? Yes. Is that what it is? He hasn't been tried yet.
Prosecutors alleged that Brockman met the 15-year-old victim on a dating app and that they lived together for some time. The alleged victim's cell phone contained videos of illicit acts, according to the prosecutors, who said investigators recognized Brockman in some of the videos.
Okay.
It goes on to a little bit further stuff.
Is it time for the guy with the horns friend to come out? That would be me, the devil's advocate. Chris, you get ready to call because
he's calling right now.
I'm gonna take about 30 seconds or so. So when you call, just hang in there.
Yes.
Don't go away, Chris. I'll be right with you. Here's the situation. Yesterday, I talked about a deputy sheriff in Lee County.
Right.
He went to get a guy. Went to get a guy who it was not a good guy, right?
Right.
They wanted him in connection with the murder of his grandmother.
Yes, well, that was a different one. Yes.
When they went to get this dude, this guy, He came at the deputy with a big piece of wood, and the deputy shot and killed him.
Right. That was,
We
Yeah.
said immediately, this assailant, the guy that he went to get, who they say killed his grandmother, was in a fit of rage, of course, but he was only 13 years old.
yeah, so sad.
He was
So sad.
5'11", weighed over 150 pounds. So
He'd already-
he looked like, he acted like, he performed like a man.
He already committed murder.
Okay, now let's go back to this state representative, not to condone him whatsoever. This 15-year-old, what did she look like?
Probably like a 20-year-old, because this 15-year-olds these days.
I
are-
do not
Right.
support his actions.
Right.
Period. Bottom line. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
It is up to the responsibility. It is the responsibility of the man to make absolutely sure. Don't be when in doubt. You are in doubt. I don't care. Unless she's got wrinkles, over wrinkles, you better be looking for ID.
We'll have to talk about Sheriff Grady after the call, because he did a video that was, oh my gosh, Bryce.
Anyway, you got to examine both sides equally here, okay? But the men have the responsibility.
Right.
Should the deputy verify his age? Here's the difference. Did the age of the 13-year-old really matter when this 13-year-old was coming at him with a piece of a board to hurt him?
Rayford, if you had somebody like that coming after you with the intent to do you bodily harm, would you hesitate?
Probably not. I don't know his age. If I
Right.
did,
Right.
if I knew that I could take the dude down without
Circumstances
shooting
are all
him,
different.
I don't know. But
Right.
anyway.
All right.
Hi,
got the one and
Mr.
only.
Sports Director. I can't go.
We've got the
Pop a top.
sports editor
How do you do?
of the Daily News. Well, that was good.
Up
Now.
top. Hey, Chris, how are you?
Let's talk about something more. Let's talk about something more. More nice, more positive.
Oh, you mean like legalized brutality among high school kids?
Oh
No,
no!
let's not get started with that. Nobody makes you watch it. Nobody's nobody's forcing you to do anything. So
I have.
if you don't,
I-
if nobody wants to watch it, then that's fine. That's their right. And I don't fault anybody for not liking it. It's just when you want to call, when you want to make statements, make sure they're accurate. That's all I said. That's all
I have two ladies who forced me to drive them to this arena, kind of like the Greek arena, wasn't it? Where they had all the Greek games where the people were charged by lions and the lions ate them and all that sort of good stuff. Remember all that? And y'all make me go there. And you make me watch this. You strap me into a seat. Literally, my seat is strapped to one of the
Right.
bleachers. Is that correct or not?
Right.
And then,
right.
and then they make you boo the referees. They make you eat the popcorn. They make you drink the hot chocolate. They make you have a good time, don't they, Rayford?
Yeah.
Look, I was telling his wife last week when we were at the ball game. I said, I told Robbie, I said, I get so tickled watching Rayford when a great play has just occurred
What?
and a touchdown. The look and laughter coming out of his face. It's just, I told Robbie, I said, I get so tickled. I get so tickled watching him when he just gets so excited.
I'm glad I can entertain somebody, you
Oh,
know?
you do. You just that laugh that comes out of you. And I'm just like, oh.
Now, how does he react whenever they make a big play and he gets negated because of the penalty? Because we all know how much Rayford loves those penalties.
I try not to look that way when that happens.
I'm training a dog right now. You know,
He's usually busy telling me to shut up and sit down.
I'd actually in the process of training a dog. You know,
you run out there and field and get the flags?
Yes.
Oh, I like that.
Hadn't thought about that one, had you?
We need a pigeon.
And I did want to throw another shout out to our friend Chris Marks.
Yes.
Missed him on the show the last couple of days, but he's just done a tremendous job.
Oh God, yes.
As the PA guy for the football games, I think the kids really enjoy when their names are
yes.
I don't want to say exaggerated, but he has fun with their names in a positive way to make sure they get their spotlight and recognition for making a play. So
Yep.
I think I think even Colonel Kopka smiled when Mr. Marks called his name out a couple weeks ago. So, but I tell you what, he calls my name and I turn around and everybody starts booing and throwing stuff on the field. And,
That did not happen.
Mr. Marks, you got to stop that. I'm tired of people booing me and throwing things on the field.
They're throwing underwear out there. You didn't see it?
Rayford, don't start this.
Yeah.
Don't start this.
Was it clean?
We need Veronica calling us.
No, but he's done a great job, and on that note,
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about where we are. Jacksonville High, winners.
I did want to say, our hearts and prayers go out to the Hagen family.
Oh yes,
yes.
He was a good man, and
a friend to
contributed
sports.
a lot to Osage County sports and non-sports activities.
Yep.
And I did a story on him about 10 years ago when he got inducted into the Jacksonville Sports Hall of Fame, and kind of picked on him because he was always the MC, the master of ceremonies for the Hall of Fame. He was the one that kind of introduced everybody and got the ball rolling. And when he got inducted, I said, "Man, we got to find another MC out there." So but he was quite honored, and definitely hearts and prayers go out to his family, and hope they're doing well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
He's going to be sorely missed. He was, he was involved in a lot of activities, and I think most of us kind of recall his days as when he was really involved in the sports arena. So I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
He
did, remember,
he touched a lot of people.
He did the radio for the Cardinals.
Yes, I know he did.
Yeah. So he did a good job there too. That's and he did it right, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I do know what you mean. I won't go there. We're going to talk about we're going to go about talk about the Jacksonville High Cardinals, their status, which is number one, and they will be number one for at least a while, right?
Yeah, if they are the number one seed in the 6A East playoff, so they will be, as long as they continue to win, they will be at home all the way until the state championship game in early December. So the state championship game would be like in Chapel Hill, Raleigh, places like that, Durham,
centrally located.
They would be at home all the way through. So it'll be very interesting to see how they do. They don't have a game this week. They have what we talked about earlier this week, a first round bye. So,
bye.
Bye.
So they're still practicing hard this week, and but they're so I'm sure they're getting a little antsy not playing a game this week, but they'll be ready for next week.
Well, I'm sure that the coaches, there's not a doubt in my mind, and others there, and some of the players, I'm sure that they're watching and they're learning about who their opposition is going to be. And with any luck at all, they'll be learning some new things to perfect that have not been seen before,
like passing.
Catching.
I'm a little critical of that.
They've been hot and cold. They've been, but it's
much better.
It's been much better. But if depends on what teams they go up against, passing is going to be critical at some point in time.
Yes,
because some of these guys are big and they can see through the ground plays. Because we're known for our running game.
Oh yeah.
All right. These guys do well. And you don't want the people knowing how good you are, and then you don't have anything else to put up to show them. Got to have something.
Just from watching,
I'm sure they have. I'm sure they're working on something.
Just from watching every single game this season, I just found, in my opinion, their weak spot was passing and catching.
Well, Rayford, you go down to their practice and you talk to the coach,
not me,
to the players, and you give them the business.
No,
here's my thing. They're the experts.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't. Trust me, I got my areas of expertise, and we if they want to ask me some things about some things that I'm good at, that we can do that. They're good at what they do. But
Rayford, you're too busy getting under the skin of other people. As you
obviously,
apparently.
Gosh.
So, but the Cardinals are doing well, and like I said, I'm sure they're a little antsy this week, not being able to play their first round games as they have
Right.
bye. But they'll be ready to play next week, and we'll see how they do. But I will be making the trip to Havelock on Friday. Believe it or not, we don't have any Onslow County teams playing at home on Friday in first round games, but we do have Richlands at Havelock in their playoff game. So not only am I going to be there to cover Richlands, I'm going to cover Havelock for the New Bern paper.
Sure.
And, see if I
Nice.
can help them out. And so,
Nice.
Rayford, you know all about that. Sometimes
Oh,
you have
yeah.
to utilize all your resources.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't mind helping, and then we'll see how the teams do Friday.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Yes.
Now let's just do some what ifs. So not this week, but the following week. We don't have a team yet to play.
It was
because
one of two.
We got to get through this, right, to find out who we're going to play next week.
Yes.
Okay, so
You have to get through. Yeah.
we got one of two, probably or possibly, but let's go further than that. Let's just go ahead and suppose that we're going to win Friday week.
Right.
And then what happens then? How far can we go before we have to go to Raleigh or Durham or Chapel Hill or
I like
Flood or
Right.
something?
Right.
Well, I will bring up the football brackets as we speak. So if y'all will next week, y'all will be at home against the winner of either Harnett Central and Southview, and then if you win that, you would probably likely be you'll be at home, but likely against maybe Scotland County, which Coach Bo Williams has a connection with Scotland. Him and his father used to coach at Scotland County many years ago. So that would be a little bit of a cool storyline. So
Cool.
at the end, the Cardinals will have to win 1, 2, 3, 4 to get to the state championship game.
Okay.
And then if they win the 5th game, that would be the state championship game. So they have to win 5 to win it all.
Okay. All right. So then we'll be state champions.
Wow.
Yep.
Now, is that state champions in our 6A league, or is that overall everybody?
Yeah, it'd be in 6A. So
Okay, that's what I thought.
And that's another topic for. We will have 8 state champions: 1A, 2A, 3A, all the way to 8A.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jacksonville and White Oak are 6A. Schools like Northside and Croatan and Richlands are 5A. Southwest is 4A, and like somebody like Lejeune is 2A. So it's based off the size of schools. So Jacksonville is obviously the biggest school we have in Onslow County, and then followed by White Oak, and then followed by White Oak and Swansboro. But Swansboro didn't make the football playoffs this year, but they played hard. And
sad.
like I said, we'll see how everybody does.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
Now we understand a little bit.
Yes. Now, let me ask you something, because we were talking about this last week. Jacksonville Cardinals are undefeated in their regular season, 9-0. I heard on
She read
The
it in
news.
the grapevine.
that this is their first since 1982. Is that correct or incorrect?
Yes, and the news stole that information from me. Thank you very
See,
much.
I knew. I knew.
But yeah, first time since 1982, the year that
Yes.
they won their state championship. First time they finished the regular season undefeated. And then first time since 1990, they are a conference champion outright. They didn't have to share it with anybody, because if you remember, they had to share it last year with Havelock and New Bern.
Oh, that's right.
Because they all beat each other up. So, so a little bit of a historic season for the Cardinals, and they're doing well. I didn't think they were going to be this strong this year, but they proved me wrong, and they've done a good job.
Well, what other county schools are playing Friday night besides Richlands? Are they the only ones?
Richlands is at Havelock. I just closed my list down, so let me pull my list back up.
All right.
Richland and White Oak is at Eastern Guilford, so that's a little bit of a drive for them.
Wow.
Dixon's at Rockingham County, so that's a drive.
Wow.
An interesting game, Southwest, the Stallions are going to be traveling to a school called Southwest High School, Southwest in Edgecombe County.
gosh.
Oh,
And
God.
so,
Well, I'll
Yeah,
be
but
watching you Friday night on X then to keep up with what all's going on.
yep. And then Lejeune makes a trip to Northampton County for their game. So we wish everybody the best of luck. And
Yes, we do.
but yeah, some of those drives are not going to be too fun.
Whew. Yes, and they'll be taking activity buses and not the trailways.
So as long as we keep winning and work our way all the way to the states, we will be here. We will only play one other away game, and that will be at the state level, right?
Right.
We got 4 games to play at home. We got to win all 4 of them.
Yes.
Mhm.
And then we'll head on over to Raleigh. You going to go to Raleigh or whatever? I assume you will be going, right?
Oh yeah, I would go. I mean,
okay. Just we'll make sure.
Yeah,
I
I've
think we
already
should.
let my supervisors know that, hey, we have a chance to because Rayford, again, you know this. Anytime you have to do a considerable travel and you get expenses, you have to let your bosses know. So if they look at the budget and like, hey, your expense report shows an extra how much money. How come you didn't tell us about this? So as long as you just tell your people ahead of time, hey, I have a team playing the state championship game. I have to go take the 2-hour drive to Raleigh. Most times especially if it's somebody like Jacksonville, they won't get bent out of shape over that.
Nice, nice. Well, we could rent a van
Well,
and we could all ride together.
I just used to say it was kind of simple. I mean, haven't you been paying attention to what's going on? Don't you know that was the next thing we had to do?
Right.
Doesn't that make sense? Did I have to tell you that we were going to get out there and cover this hurricane coming? I would be the offensive individual in that case, and I usually back him into a corner.
we need a van that we all can go together, and then Chris can use his expense money to buy his dinner.
There you go.
Oh, perfect.
What do you want on that hot dog?
Would you like a bag of chips?
Unfortunately, in those situations, I could be down on the field for like a state championship game if I really wanted to, and excuse me. But in a football state championship, you're usually in the press box. Number one, because it's really cold, and number two, you have to keep updates through social media, and it's just a lot better to do it. Provide a little bit more detail on your computer. After the game, you have like press conferences where you interview the coaches and players. They do it more of an organized setting in those type of environments.
Sure.
Then you got to go back up to the press box and start working on your stuff. And they tend to keep those press boxes open because they're all in colleges. They keep them open for several hours for you to work because they understand. But you're there for another 2-3 hours sometimes getting all that work done.
Yep.
Bless you. Bless you. I don't know how you do it all. I just don't know.
I didn't have to stand in those press boxes, but our problem was on TV. We had to have live microwave shots back from those kinds of games or satellite shot back. So that's when it made it difficult.
Well, do you think any of the area television sports guys will be going if there was to be going to Raleigh, or state championship?
They'll go.
Yeah, they'll go.
The smart ones.
Because I know you share a lot.
Excuse me. Just like everything else in the media business, I mean, resources are low, and just everybody gets all their information through social media, and they kind of do their own self-reporting on their phones and things like that. So, but I would assume that if it's somebody like Jacksonville, New Bern, Havelock, they would definitely go. Especially if it's football. I mean, if it's another sport like I know, like the Greenville TV stations. If they're volleyball teams like J.H. Rose and D.H. Conley go to the state finals, they'll definitely cover them. And but let's say a soccer, let's say Jacksonville High School soccer or Richland soccer. There's been times where they haven't gone. So it just kind of depends on what your resources are and what the interest level is. And but speaking of Jacksonville soccer, they are having a good season as well, and they're hosting White Oak tonight in the second round of their soccer playoffs. So I'll be there, and I'll be there covering that game.
How about taking a look-see at some of the maybe sophomore and juniors that are on the soccer team that are coming up that are really good with their feet? Hint. Know what I mean?
Right. Well, I'm not going to say anything about Brockman, number
Oh no, he
34,
did good.
because
He
last
did
week
really good. Oh, liked it.
we talked him up, and then Friday night there was a few little things, which it happens.
Who won?
I said we jinxed him,
Who won?
but we won. But
Okay.
he came right back and
He did.
put
he
it
did,
in
he
the
did
end
good.
zone.
Not a problem.
That's right.
All right.
He's our guy.
All right, Christopher. You take care, sir.
Wow, Christopher.
You guys ready for stay out of trouble?
Nope. I don't have any fun when I ain't in
You
trouble.
know,
My
it's
middle
not
initial is T.
fun if we don't create something.
It's just fun to play on people's
I can say real
nerves.
quick for everyone listening, you can follow Chris Miller on X at Chris Miller at JDN Sports.
Mhm.
And you can also see him every Wednesday on YouTube and Facebook on the Man Cave Media site, where he's there with Steve Goodson and some other fellas. And they're usually doing an interview, player of the week or something. But they talk about a lot of the upcoming games and a lot of the upcoming players and what to look for and what to expect. So I put all that on here. Please, everyone, go in there and give
Okay.
me and Cave Media a big hello and a big thumbs up and subscribe and watch Chris.
You know who I want to interview
Who?
in here?
Who?
I mean, Coach Williams is cool.
Yes.
I want to interview his wife, have her come in here to talk about what
Miss
she does
Annie?
behind the scenes. I love her.
She is
She's
not
the powerhouse behind
Yes.
the scenes over there.
Yeah,
From
every
everything
woman
that we're
is.
wanting
I
to-
mean,
oh, come on.
We'll bring Chris's wife in. Let
Well,
them
I know
both
about
talk.
her. She's a controlling lady. She's got a lot on her
But
hands.
the interesting thing about Bo Williams, the Jacksonville football coach, is he's a man of few words. I mean, he
Doesn't have to say
yeah,
much.
they can beat the Philadelphia Eagles, and he'll say the same thing over. Kids work hard, and we just need to get better every day. He says
Yes.
the same thing. So look, all the football coaches, in particular, especially. They perform what we call coach speak. They say the same things,
Yep.
the same standard stuff. So I really enjoy getting a reaction of the kids, because I think the players. I think that's what people like to see.
Mhm.
The kids. A lot of our kids are, like I said before, are good, smart young men and women, and they say the right things, and but they do capture the good emotions of a big victory. So that's
You got that right.
I think people really enjoy that.
All right, sir. You take care. Be safe.
I also meant to tell you, and
Oh,
I'm
here we
going
go.
to quit talking. I know Rayford every time he tries to hang
I
up.
got a microphone over here.
Thanks for the shout out yesterday.
Oh, yep. We saw that you were watching
That's right.
the show, and I wanted to give you a shout out. So we just invite everybody to
Right.
keep on watching and supporting, and
I'm done.
help us recognize these teams and players.
Right. Thank you. You have a good night. A good day. And we'll see you. Rayford's got me all confused. He's like, stop.
I got nothing to. I got nothing.
Muted me.
I was trying to turn him down and I missed.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Mother Nature's not
Yes.
happy with the Atlantic Ocean right now. So fishermen and people who like to fish in the ocean,
Mm-hmm.
there is a small craft advisories in effect through this afternoon. Yeah, small craft warning is a step up from a small craft advisory. An advisory, it means you've got some smarts and you know that you're really good at what you do. Maybe you're a professional fishing guide, charter captain.
Right.
You got a boat that works really well. You know how to use it. You're good on the water. Then the advisory, you need to take it under advisement. You also, as a professional, you need to take a look at your passengers, your clients. And if you got some people on there that are kind of new to the business,
Right.
first time they going fishing and offshore, you may want to reconsider today. Okay.
Right.
If you got a bunch of good old boys on there that you carry out every year and you know that they can handle some little slop
Mm-hmm.
and they want to go and you want to go and you feel good, the buck stops with you. You're the captain. It doesn't matter how much they want to go or how much they're paying. It goes for recreational fishermen too. If it looks bad and you're not feeling good about it, turn around, come home.
That's right.
Okay.
Turn around, don't drown.
Small craft advisory, like I say, is in effect through this afternoon. Northerly winds today, 15 to 20 knots with gust up to 25, seas 3 to 5 feet, 6 seconds apart, sounds and rivers choppy. Tomorrow, easterly winds around 10 knots, becoming southerly in the afternoon, 2 to 3 footers, sounds and rivers only a light chop tomorrow. More better, y'all. Increasing to a moderate
Right.
chop in the afternoon. Saturday, southwesterly winds. When the winds are from the west, the fishing is best 10 to 15 knot, seas 3 to 4 feet. Sounds in rivers, a moderate chop.
Today, sunny with a high near 68. Northwest wind 6 to 13 miles per hour, becoming northeast in the morning. Winds could gust as high as 20 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 43. Friday, mostly sunny, high near 72. Saturday, Veterans Parade,
Yes,
forget.
yes. We'll be there.
mostly sunny with a high near 78. Sunday, a chance of showers after 1 p.m., mostly sunny with a 79. And those showers are going to be bringing in a cold front because from Sunday at 79 degrees to Monday, it's going to drop 27 degrees
To a
and be a high of
52.
52. That's right now. That's right now.
Right.
And it could change
There
a
could be some
degree or
There'll
two.
be
But
some changes here and there, but it's going to be a whole lot colder on Monday.
yes,
So,
Monday night, widespread frost.
ladies,
Ooh.
you might want to dress a little more appropriately on Monday.
Oh, Rayford.
What?
Yeah, keep a jacket on. Keep yourself warm. I'm just stopping right now.
It was a
I'm
hump
just
day at
kidding.
Bernie's yesterday. You know, you've heard of Weekend at Bernie's?
Yes.
Well,
one of my favorite movies.
Bernie's yesterday. It was hump day.
Uh-oh.
Bernie, being the senator from Vermont, known as Bernard Sanders, by the way, neither a Democrat nor a Republican. Got to respect him for that, if nothing else, although I agree with those who say he's more of a left-wing leaning Democrat approaching the extreme than anything else, because he's run as a Democrat on the Democrat ticket for president a couple times. Yesterday at a news conference being held by none other than Senator Chuck Schumer, Senator Sanders took over the podium, took it away from the guy who was holding the news conference. Did you see that?
No, I did
Bernie.
not.
Get out of my way, Chucky.
Ooh.
He didn't say it like that, but I'm sure that's what he was thinking. He blasted the entire Democrat Party under Schumer's Senate leadership for their lack of support in political races in New York and Maine. He claims the Democrat Party ignored Democrat Mandami in New York, who ran as an open socialist and beat out two others vying for the mayoral seat in Maine. Bernie said the party did not support Senate candidate Graham Plattner. Let's make sure you understand that Bernie is a self-acclaimed socialist.
Nutcase?
Well, no, the rest of us call him that. But Bernie is a socialist. You know, that's his belief. He's filed as listed as an independent. That's what I guess you can run in Vermont as an independent. But I don't know, whatever. Sanders blasted the party's leadership all the way through, obviously targeting Schumer, who he claims is not responding to what he calls the inequalities in America. The inequalities in America, according to Bernie. In other words, he wants to take from anyone who works for a living, who's made a lot of big money, and give it to everyone else, regardless of their status in life, whether they've ever worked or not. So just for giggles, I just did a little look-see.
Okay.
I look-seed at Mr. Sanders. I look-seed at Mr. Sanders and his reported and somewhat secretive money.
Oh.
Sanders' current net worth is not publicly available.
Why?
But a 2018 report estimated his net worth at that time at around $515,513. $513,513. As of late 2024, that was in 2018.
Right.
As of late 2024, Forbes took a look-see, estimated his net worth to be between $2.5 million and $13 million based on his book royalties and investments. Okay, a sitting senator.
I would have retired by now.
Investments. He suddenly has investments. Do you think anything he learned or did while in the Senate had anything to do with his earning capabilities in investments. How about the book deals? How about the book deals? He got a lot of money for the books that he's written. Okay. If he was not in office, do you think he could have written those books?
No.
No. Do you think any of those Congress people or senatorial people could have made all the money that they've been making if they had not been in the positions that we, the people, put them in? Okay.
That's right.
All right. So, anyway. His books have apparently been well received. The royalties are reportedly very lucrative.
Oh.
That is kind of a given. On his website, Sanders proposes a targeted tax for the extremely wealthy, millionaires and billionaires, in order to fund the out-of-pocket medical expenses of every American. He wants a targeted tax on the very wealthy, the billionaires and millionaires, to give to the people so they can pay the out-of-pocket medical expenses.
Right.
This is not too bad for a man who worked as a school teacher and a carpenter before serving 8 terms, 16 years in the U.S. House of Representatives, and is currently in his 17th year as a U.S. Senator. He's on his 3rd term as a U.S. Senator. I'm afraid that Bernie, like too many others who have grown really old feeding at the public trough, he thought his oath of office was until death do us part.
I was just going to say, you need to write down that 17 years, because the next time our beloved Theo calls in complaining about somebody like Greg Murphy running again.
Well, he's served 16 years. He served 8 terms in the U.S. House.
He talk about putting, even when he calls in about Robin, why you running again? You should have terms. You should have terms. What about Bernie? What about Nancy? What about Schumer? What about
till death do us part?
Yes.
So there was Strom Thurmond down there in South Carolina, he was a Republican, by the way, but he served
Mitch McConnell
100 years.
Mitch McConnell. That man right there is going to die on the steps of the floor of the general of
up and down, coming down Capitol.
Right.
He's something. I don't feel good for him.
His health is not good.
No, it hasn't been good for quite a while. And it's time for him to preserve his health and get out.
They showed a video last week. He's walking down the hall, standing next to, I know this is Theo. I know this is, no, it's Steve. He's standing next to another congressman, and they're walking, and all of a sudden he reached for the congressman, and then boom, hit the floor. And I was like, well, he's not going to run again. I know that, but go home now.
You got to know when to hold them. Got to know when to fold them.
I know.
Steve, can you sing a little bit of that for us? Got to know when to hold them. Got to know when to
hold them. Know when to fold them. Know when to walk away. Know when to run. That's the one you're talking about.
Love it.
There are people out there who probably sit around and think we sit around and plan this stuff. I don't plan anything. It's shoot from the hip, Jack. It works out well, though, doesn't it?
I don't have a good enough memory to plan anything.
if I planned it, I would have to write it down on the calendar, and then I have to remember where the calendar is. That would be.
I was going to say, as soon as I write it down, I'll lose that piece of paper and can't find it.
I got that. I asked my wife. I said, "Do you have an idea what I'm supposed to be doing today?" No. I called Lee. I said, "What we got scheduled today?" I told you yesterday. Well, that was yesterday.
I put it on the calendar. Make sure you put it on the calendar. I said, "Have you looked at the calendar?" No.
I can't find my calendar.
It happens. So we even have a board up on the wall too. But
but it says nothing, and Dr. Rose and Peter and Chris.
Well, I didn't put Monday and Tuesday up there.
Tomorrow. We'll talk about that in just a minute.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Watch out. Incoming.
I can't wait. It's going to be fun.
I'm wondering who I can make mad tomorrow.
Let's get back to Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Hey guys, sorry to jump back in again. I just want to call in because I felt like y'all had made some passive comments about my friend Theo this morning.
No, I didn't mean that in a bad way.
No, it's just in a fun way.
You did. I said some passive comments.
Oh, okay.
I don't even think you mentioned his name.
Yeah, I did.
But,
I did.
I felt like I needed to defend him a little bit in that I talk to him like once a week, if not more, and he does believe in term limits for those Democrats as well. honestly, if you wanted to hear a funny conversation, y'all should hear me and him debate back and forth.
You know what? That would
I think
be
the both-
Only
that would be one.
imagine.
Maybe we should just tap into your line when you call him. What
We
do you
should
think?
have them both
I
come
wish
in.
many times I wish I had recorded our calls so I could go back and listen to it again because it's just, it's a very interesting.
Why don't we
conversation
get
that
both
we
of you
have.
in the studio here one morning?
We can put
We can spend
Theo
the
with
day.
his back to the camera because he doesn't like to
Well,
be on
and
camera.
we come down on different sides of the coin quite a bit,
Mhm.
and the term limits is one that I honestly, guys, I think there's people who've been up there too long,
So do I.
but I
I
believe
do too.
I believe that that's for the voters in their district to decide.
Yep.
And
I
so,
maintain that.
a lot of things in this country I don't necessarily like, but I believe in the Constitution and I believe in our country. So whether I like it or not is almost irrelevant.
Here's my
to me.
here's my thing on
Yeah.
term limits. It scares me when I say it. I agree with Theo. I think there should be term limits. I know their term limits are already there. It happens every 2 years for a congressman, every 6 years for a
Right.
senator. We, the people, make that
Right.
choice. However, as anybody will tell you who's ever worked anything in politics or covered them, the incumbent has it to lose.
That's right.
They have the advantage going in. It's like a home court advantage, right? We understand that.
Mhm.
Sometimes they're so awful that home court advantage turns into a nightmare, but it's okay. That's their bed. They made it, and you know what? We'll kick them out of it. Not a problem. But and by and large, the majority of the time, the incumbent has it to lose. Now, because we don't know who the other people are.
Right.
And sometimes I would rather wear an old pair of shoes that I know are good than to
Right.
go put on a brand new pair of shoes and walk from here to downtown Jacksonville.
Amen on
Ain't
that.
going to do that.
Amen
That'd be
on
stupid.
Flip flops,
Right?
I was gonna say,
socks, and
there's
flip
an old saying,
flops.
the devil you know.
That's it. That's the one. Same thing. But I think there should be term limits. How do you determine what those term limits should be? That's something that we, the people, probably need to encourage others to come out and say. Now, with that, because we elect sheriffs, we elect prosecuting attorneys, we elect the clerk of court, we elect
Yeah.
whoever else we elect,
Mhm.
who are professionals outside of their political titles. They're professionals. Those are people that we hire, I think. I think we hire them instead of elect them, but we do it through the electoral process. Those people,
Correct.
I would not encourage us to give them term limits. Okay?
Go ahead, Steve.
The catch-22 is the only people who could give them term limits is them. They would have to impose that on themselves.
That's true.
And so, there's a quandary there, a little bit of a, hiccup as the same thing with being able to trade individual stocks.
Oh,
I don't agree with that, but they're the ones that have to impose that. They have to impose rules on themselves.
They do.
And if they're
My
not,
po- Yep.
Well,
and all of them have to agree on that rule.
Congress,
My goodness.
you know,
They can't even agree what day it is.
I've always liked self-policing, whether it's a club, whether it's an organization or whatever. I prefer them to self-police themselves instead of having to depend upon the outsiders here to
Right.
enforce their rules that they should be adopting. But sometimes they don't do it. And when they don't do what we, the majority of the people, not we the people, we the majority of the people want them to do, then we probably have to step in.
Yeah. And I would say for over 200 years, the system of the voters decide the term limit, it hasn't always worked out for the best,
Nope.
but on average, it serves us.
Yeah, it does, because most of the people that are up there, we don't even know their name. Okay. Unless you live in their district, and you probably don't, some of you don't even know who that is, but in the House, for instance, we don't know who they are. A lot of people, because they just do the daily work, the stuff that has to be done to keep this freaking country going. The big mouths up there, those that we all agree probably should just go and fade away into oblivion, they're the ones who create the irritation, the aggravation. They're the ones who stymie what's going on. If they just left it up to the working class up there in Congress, we'd get a lot more done.
May I say something? I'm not really sure how I feel about term limits. I believe if you get a good congressman or a senator in there, keep them in there. Case in point, Walter B. Jones. I thought he did a fantastic job. He represented North Carolina well. He got older. He started having health issues. And of course, we know what happened. But would I say serve 2 terms and you're out? I don't know that I could do that. I do think that some of these people that we talked about earlier, the names that we mentioned, I don't think it's so much that they need term limits. I think it comes to the point in their life where they need to recognize they need to step down. They've done their time, move on. And some of them, I do believe, feel like they're just going to wait and just die right there at the desk in the Senate or the House of Representatives or whatever. But I'm not a big proponent of term limits. Never have been.
Steve, you probably got a feeling about that.
Yes.
Like I say, guys, to me, it still comes back to the voter,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
and letting them have that say.
I agree.
Like when I look at people like Bernie Sanders, I don't agree with a lot of what he says, but he's not a stupid person.
Mm-hmm.
He has some thoughtful points. If you listen to him, he makes some points that'll make you think. Don't mean I'm going to agree with him, but he's not stupid. And most of those Democrats aren't stupid. They just see things in a different way than I may see them.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, when it comes to the term, I'm on the fence.
Where'd you go?
He probably cut himself off. And,
He does like I do from time to time. He bumped the button. That wasn't us, y'all. I didn't cut him off. That was a sudden click on his end.
He'll be back. But I don't, I
We didn't lose
just,
phone calls, phone numbers, did we?
no, we're good. I don't, it's very hard for me to really say, yes, we need term limits because, for an example, I think the world of Jim Jordan. I've met him in the past. I like him.
I interviewed him.
He was very close with Walter Jones.
Mm-hmm.
And I like what Jim does. And I think to say you can only serve 3 terms, you're out, I think it would be a loss.
3 terms in the House is
Right.
6 years.
6 years.
Not so much.
For senator is different. And why not make
Here's the thing I don't like about the House terms as it is, 2 years. They're running for election the last year. They only serve.
it's ridiculous.
They serve for 1 year, then
Yes.
they run for election, re-election.
That's right.
They serve for another year, then they run for re-election. They have to, because that's a campaigning year round for that 1 year.
Right. I really think.
Steve, if you're there, call us back. I don't know what happened.
I'm just looking to see.
But in any maybe okay. Is that Steve?
Yes, it is.
Good. They thought I cut
Y'all
you
had
off.
me hooked, man. I was just talking, and the phone done cut off a long time ago.
Yeah.
So like Steve.
Here's what I
Steve.
do. Here's what I have found. So you might want to pay attention to it. I had the sensitivity set on that stupid button on my phone. I had it set so that all I had to do was get close to one of those little buttons and it would hit it. So I didn't have to punch real hard. But that's a bad thing if you do that button that says off. That does not need to be real sensitive.
Well, are you wearing your earrings, Steve? You might want to take your earring off.
I was going to say, I've got big cheekbones, and sometimes when I smile, my cheekbone will push right out and touch that phone.
That's what happens to me. It's
I have to remember to hold it out at about a 30-degree angle away from my
Thank
head.
you. Okay, so thank God it's not just me then. We both learned it. There's no problem.
No,
Okay.
I'm most certainly
Just
it's
had
in my face.
just had a viewer. A good suggestion. He said maybe age limits instead of.
Now wait a minute. Hold your taters.
Well, I think.
Age limits.
Well,
I know a lot of people who are in their 80s. I didn't know him, but I did video. Shot him one time. Shot video of him one time. Jacques Cousteau. He was 85 years old and
he
diving.
was exceptional.
That's what I'm talking about.
was-
But we it's kind of hard to make some hard and fast rules, because what are they going to get? 65, 70,
No,
75?
I mean,
Some of our
I'll be
best.
honest with you guys. I've often wondered about
That's-
anybody who's over the age of 70 years old that has the money to retire that does not retire.
that's what
Yeah,
I brought up earlier.
I've never really understood that. I've known lots of people. Went in Sutherland Electric. I know y'all probably remember that company.
Yes,
Yep.
yes, I do.
Yeah, I asked Winton that one day. I was like, man, when are you going to retire? I was like, you're going to die sitting at this desk. And he's like, I don't know what else to do but to come to work. That's all I've ever done.
Well, there are a
And I
lot
was
of people
I
like
believe
that.
I try and learn a new skill.
Well,
You know, and
my dad, he was in construction, but at 87, 86, he had just finished building the police department at Holly Ridge. He had put a crew together, and that's what he did. He was up at 86 years of age on a scaffolding, lifting beams, steel beams.
Well,
himself.
you bring up valid points because everyone ages different.
That's
Look
right.
at Biden. Look at Biden. He's
Biden was
very
old when he
good.
was 35. Okay,
Uh-huh.
seriously,
Well, you've got Chuck Grassley. He's 90 years of age.
he shouldn't be there.
Right. You've got, let me see.
He doesn't have the stamina to do it, for one thing.
Yeah, it's just, but
even if you do, should you?
right.
You know? I mean,
Exactly.
I'm a more philosophy type person. If you've got kids and grandkids and family,
There you go.
once I got to that age, that would be all I'd want to focus on.
Right.
If I had the money that I didn't have to go to work, all my attention would turn to that.
Wow.
But that's me. That's the way I feel. I know everybody ain't gonna feel the same way, but that's, like I say, that's something I've never been able to wrap my head around.
Yeah.
Is people who acquire, not significant wealth, but enough to be able to retire comfortably without ever having to go,
Right.
punch a time clock again.
I love these people who say, when they get I win the lottery, I'll be at work tomorrow. What are you going to do tomorrow? You won this lottery for $25 billion.
You're going to have to hide from all the people.
You're going to be, and you say you're going to work tomorrow? I said, well, yes, I would be, to flaunt it. Give them a few $100s here and there and go home.
We always said, my sister-in-law and I, because we were both supervisors at the post office, we always said if we won the lottery, we were going to walk in, stand up on the desk,
And
turn
buy the post
around,
office.
and tell everybody they can
Yeah.
give us love, and because we're out. You know what I mean? We're done.
Well, for myself, I think I've got like one of the greatest jobs that I could have in my life.
Being a
Is I get to go
granddaddy.
play music and
Mhm.
entertain people and put smiles on people's faces. It is extremely rewarding. But if I won the lottery, you would not see me or hear from me
Right.
anymore. If you wanted to see me for about 2 months, you'd have to go down to Florida to Disney World. That's where I'd be, riding every ride and
Lord.
doing everything down there.
Puking your
I've been
guts
there
out.
before, but I've never seen it all. Yeah, but I'd probably be somewhere like that. I work would be a thing of the past. For sure. But
Well, the daily grind of work would be a thing of the past. But if I ever stopped, I'm sure that I would just wilt away. And the older you get, that's what a lot of us feel like. I got to have a routine. If I didn't have to get up in the mornings, I don't have to, but I do. If I didn't have this to do in the mornings, what else would I do? Sleep? Watch more TV?
And I understand
Oh my
that.
God.
I understand that. And term limits, and then what I said about the age. I mean, just as long as they're doing the job and the people keep voting them in, let them go. But some of these, like you talk about Bernie Sanders, he's a millionaire, multimillionaire.
Yeah.
He's 84 years of age. I would have already been retired, gone home.
Well, here's what bothers me about the longer they
Right.
What bothers me about the longer they stay in there is the wealthier they're getting off of us, and why. I mean, how is that possible? How can somebody who's in there not for the money, as they claim,
Mm-hmm.
how can they amass large quantities of dollars and still be just a good old citizen legislator? That's all you're supposed to be there, is a citizen legislator. Do you have time to go write a bunch of books? Why don't you wait till you're out of office and write the books? Would anybody buy the books if you're out of office? Probably not.
Yeah. I mean, and that goes for a lot. I mean, there's a lot on there write books.
Oh,
But
yes, they
once
do.
again, you've got people who are coming to them offering to write them a big check to write a book.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, constantly.
So
people
what else?
coming to them trying to do
So,
that.
so
you
what
know?
else are people offering them big checks to do? That's always bothers
I
me.
agree. I
So,
agree.
you know-
There's people who are nefarious in that. I'm sure.
Sure.
You've got what is it? 3,000 registered lobbyists for the pharmaceutical industry.
Yeah,
Just for
right.
the pharmaceutical industry.
Yep. Legalized
But-
drug dealers.
But it's like six lobbyists for every representative in Congress.
Mhm.
And that's just the pharmaceutical. That's not the defense contract industry. That's not, you can go down the list. There's over 1,000 lobbyists registered for every one of them. And, that's the ones that are registered. And then you get all the people that are trying to slip through the system unregistered. Some get caught, some don't.
Yeah.
But I can only imagine the jungle that Washington, D.C. is when you go up there, that people will descend on you like vultures.
Do you fish?
Yeah. I've got a bunch of fishing equipment that hasn't seen a drop of water in years.
Okay. Well,
You need to take a fishing break.
just in case you decide to
Okay.
go fishing, speckled trout are in right now, right? They're doing some pretty
Mhm.
good catches. Speckled trout, I love.
Yep.
We need to check it out.
You got redfish.
I saw him go through yesterday morning.
Here's the thing coming up on what day is it? The 1st of December, sometime really soon now.
Saw that.
For those of us who don't have a commercial fishing license,
Oh.
but we do have a fishing license. For those of us, if we catch a speckled trout or we catch a red drum or we catch some other species of fish, we've got to report what we caught to marine fisheries. Did you know that now?
It's ridiculous.
We got
I didn't know that.
We got to tell you, beginning shortly, what kind of fish we
okay.
caught and how many fish we caught. Commercial guys, they got trip tickets they got to do. They've had to do that because that's how they track it. But we, the recreational guy who goes out and catches 2 speckled trout for dinner, he's going to have to report it.
Well, Rayford, they're going to have an app available that you can download on your phone and punch right in there when you bring that fish out of the water.
First of all, if I'm out there where I go
Here we
fishing,
go.
where I used to go fishing a lot,
Right.
that app ain't going to work, y'all, because there ain't no cell connections out yonder. Get over that part.
This is crazy.
And
I tell you something right quick, Mitch. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, go ahead. But anyway,
I was gonna say,
it's funny. It's really funny.
Something on the fishing note that I noticed at the pier that I didn't know, and I've gone there for decades, is if you clean your fish at that fish station out there on the end of that pier, and you cut the fillets off and then toss the fish over, you can get a ticket in the parking lot.
You
for those
certainly
fillets.
can.
Why?
And there's a sign there. There's a sign there that tells you that when you go out on the pier, and I didn't know that because you
Right.
cannot prove that fish was legal size. Once you
For
fillet it,
instance,
throw the carcass
okay.
away.
Spanish mackerel. When
I get
when
it.
we were fishing during the Spanish type, when the Spanish were running a lot, and that was one of my favorite fish because I like to catch them and eat them. They're just good to eat to me. A lot of people say they're trash fish. I like bluefish too, so slap me if you want to. But for Spanish mackerel, they had a minimum size on them, right? And you had a maximum number you could catch. That had to be that minimum size. There was no maximum size on
Ridiculous.
Spanish. But okay, that's fine. I don't like to let fish die and sit around all day long, even in my cooler on a boat.
I can't handle that. They're in the cooler going pop, 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 pop,
No, they
pop.
die shortly. But
And-
I don't want them dying like that and just
Makes me
sitting,
feel bad.
because the minute a fish dies, it begins to rot. Duh. That's the fact of life. Unless it's sub-freezing,
You
it's
got 'em
going
on
to
ice?
start rotting. Yeah, it's not going to be sub-freezing though. So what I like to do periodically, go through, fillet that sucker out. I put the fillets, rough fillets. I don't skin them at that time.
Okay.
I put the fillets in a Ziploc bag, all of them. And it is legal because I checked with Marine Fisheries when Dr. Lou Daniel was the chairman, the director of Marine Fisheries. He and I got to be, because I had always questions and he always had answers. He came up with them. But as long as I keep the carcass intact and the fillets, the number of fillets I have will match the number of carcasses that I have, and all those carcasses are at least the minimum size, I'm good to go. But you had to keep them. You couldn't just throw them overboard.
This is
When I got back to
just-
the docks, I fed the fish and everything else with the carcasses.
if something happens to the world and we're all having to fiend for ourselves
I ain't going to
and
measure my fish.
living off the land and living off what we catch in the water, are we going to have to worry about somebody standing behind us with a tape measure?
No, they have to worry.
Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous.
I know, guys. I've heard that before too. About one day we might have to hunt for our food, and I don't even know where Little Debbie lives.
Oh, I do.
Little
I'm-
Debbie.
I got a little Bambi tag just in case.
Stop.
I've got tracking devices on them.
Little Debbie. Oh my gosh. When you find out, please let me know.
Little Debbie.
Right.
Little Debbie.
All
That's
right.
always one of my favorite jokes. Anyway, guys, I just
Thank
want to
you.
call in again.
All
Say
right.
hey, and,
Thanks a lot.
Say, don't pick on Theo.
No, I wasn't
I'll
picking.
pick
I
on
wasn't
him.
picking at
I'll
all.
pick on everybody. Oh, by the way, little Debbie's down there in Dallas. Thank you,
my
Steve.
God. Oh, no, Rayford.
Y'all have a blessed
Wow.
You're a little dirty today.
Oh.
What's wrong with Dallas? Dallas is a nice place. See ya.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay,
Y'all have
bye.
a blessed day.
And it's not just a speckled trout. I'm reading right here. It's flounder,
It
red
is
drum,
Red drum.
striped bass, spotted sea trout,
That's speckled trout.
and the weak
Grayfish.
gray trout.
Yep. Gray trout. Yep.
Now, does it give you a limit on how many? Or do you just have to report it?
Yeah, you have to report it, but they have to be in the size limit too, because that comes under another regulation. Yeah, Bubba.
You know what? People talk about us putting people on here that we like and blah, blah, blah. Let's get somebody from marine fisheries in here.
We can do that.
We just be like giving them the side glides.
You know what? They're going to tell you, and that there is scientific evidence that they've got that they use to provide to tell us what they're doing is to preserve our fisheries for the future. Because you know what? You can overfish a fishery. If you just let willy-nilly people go out there, let's take the coal stuns. Now, I support marine fisheries. When we get a coal stun event in December or January come around here, and the sudden drop in the temperature, the speckled trout, for instance, don't have time to seek deep water. Deeper water is warmer than the shallow waters where they like to play. And then you go down the river somewhere or along the banks, and you find floating dead speckled trout.
Right.
You know there's a problem.
Well, Raver, I just want to know, how do they do their scientific research
That
to
part
know
we need to ask them.
how many trout are existing in the waters and we need to quit fishing them?
And they
or the
want,
flounders.
and they also want to, well, there's a number of ways that they say that they do this, but and sometimes it's questionable as to whether how accurate that is or isn't. Everything's questionable when you start surveying the ocean's floor and finding out how many fish are here, there, and everywhere. For instance, one time the black sea bass. Oh, they were all over that. They got all uptight about the black sea bass. And then friends of mine, divers, who would go to the reefs offshore here and said, you can't even get to the bottom down there without fighting off the black sea bass to get down to the bottom to look for bigger fish, because general spear black sea bass.
Don't get it.
But they're all over the place. Maybe on that rock they are. Maybe on that reef. But some of the others, maybe the closer to shore they are, maybe they're not there. I don't know. We'll have to ask them that. And a lot of that is just based upon data provided by commercial fishermen. They have got to turn in a trip ticket as to what fish that they caught, how many they've got, yada, 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 yada. And they base a lot of that information upon how many fish that they're catching, and that they have removed. Marine fisheries and all the research that is done by not just our local marine fisheries here in North Carolina, all the research that will show that there's a certain number of fish in an area. They do population counts. They don't do every one.
Let's go out there on a boat. 1, 2.
Yeah, well, they do.
3.
They do it in a sample, just like pollsters do. They don't poll every person in the country, right?
I'm just being negative.
But I know that. But anyway, that's the way they do it. And then they extrapolate from that
Right.
how many fish that there are. And then they keep account of the commercial fishing because commercial
Right.
fishing generally account for more fish, catch more fish than the recreational side.
Right.
And then they add to that what they expect that the recreational guys are doing based upon spot checks at the boat ramps. Marine fisheries will be sometimes at a boat ramp. And they say, let me check your fish, yada, yada, yada. And they'll do a quick count.
I mean, I understand
So,
that they have to have regulations
They
in
have
order to
ways,
protect this
they
and
have
that, but it
ways that
just
they do this. Do I always
crazy.
agree with them? Absolutely not, especially when I'm out there catching a
Not.
lot of beautiful fish. Or I
Right.
catch if I should catch a fish over slot limit on a red drum. If I catch a 30-inch red drum, I got to put that beauty back because
Well,
he's
how-
3 inches too long. It's 18 to 27 inches. If he's under 18 inches, you can't keep him. If he's over 27 inches, you can't keep him.
Ridiculous.
You can keep that what they call the slot limit.
Crazy.
There are reasons for that.
Tomorrow,
Yes, we have got the doctor is going to be in the house.
we've got the doctor coming in, Dr.
Yay.
Chris Barnes, the superintendent
I
of
hope he's not listening today because he might be afraid.
No, not this,
Dr.
not
Barnes.
this
Dr.
gentleman.
Barnes.
He's going to be in with us, and we're going to talk about Onslow County schools and what we're looking at and
Dr.
where
Barnes
we
is the
stand.
superintendent the
Yes, he
last couple of
is.
years. He has some big shoes to fill because he had
Yes,
another doctor.
He's done a great job from what I've seen.
Yep.
I've watched the meetings.
We
and-
haven't had a lot of controversy, have we?
No, we're not even going to entertain that.
Well, there
But,
are issues out there. First of all, I don't know that they're going to redistrict the school systems or not. But when they build a new school, there are going to be changes every
that's
time
what
there's a new
happens with
school.
growth.
Yeah, and growth happens, and you may start the elementary school at one school, and you go 2 years, and then suddenly you're in a different district because they built a school closer to where you
Happened to me growing up. It was like I was going to Thompson Elementary until they built Summersville,
Well, they just
and then had to shift over there.
They just got tired of you. They
Yeah.
just wanted to move you into a different district.
I mean, it happens, you
Mm-hmm.
know, they build schools, they have to shift people around, but
okay, we're going to be
Oh,
here tomorrow
schools.
with Dr. Barnes. He's coming in at what, 8, 7:30, 8 o'clock?
believe
You don't
8
know.
o'clock.
You didn't write it down.
No, I've got it.
Saturday.
It's on the calendar.
Saturday, the day after. There's the calendar. The day after tomorrow, that's Saturday. There's going to be a Veterans Day parade here.
Yes.
Y'all want it all come out. It's free.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock tomorrow. And on Saturday, the parade starts at
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. You get yourself a place in line
Mhm.
along the sidelines along the parade route.
Right.
We'll be in there. We'll be in the back of your pickup truck.
Yeah.
And you have a self-driving pickup truck today. It's remote controlled. So we will be in the back with our
Don't believe that.
controls and running it.
No,
And
no. It's
hopefully the
totally
batteries don't
gas.
Well, that's okay, but it's still remote control.
We have our own special driver.
Yeah, we have a special driver.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's right. And Rayford and I will be there. And
She's a good driver.
yes, she is. She's excellent. And Chris, I believe he's driving the Crime Stoppers car.
Yes, he
So
is.
he will be there also.
Chris should be back tomorrow because he had to make a quick run up to Newbern.
Yes. So please come out. Bring your little flags. You can go to
Yes.
the dollar store. Get them for like
get
$1.
Get a bunch of them.
And
Plant them wherever you're sitting.
and thank our troops. Anybody that you see that you know is a veteran, please thank them for their service.
Yeah, those who are in service, they're still veterans, but
Yes.
those who are no longer in service, that's what this whole event was started as. And
Right.
it's the actual Veterans Day is always on the 11th day of the 11th month, and the
Right.
exact time is the 11th hour. We'll talk about that tomorrow about
Right.
why that's important. How's that?
Right. I'm still
And,
looking for our email
From
from the parade letting us know.
we're gonna be in it.
But you know, it's
We're
all
gonna
right.
we're
They'll
gonna
have it all put
We're
together.
gonna
It'll be
crash
great.
it if necessary.
No, we're good.
Yeah,
We're
we
good.
got it.
Good people. Rolling Thunder.
And
Is
we're driving
sponsoring
a
it.
tank. We're gonna decorate your truck as a
I
tank.
wish we had a
Oh
tank.
God, I do too. Ooh. Never wanted to be in one in real, but I'd like to have one for fun.
I'd do it. I'd do it. Be fun.
We could
Okay.
we could repaint my Jeep, make it military green.
Put some camouflage on it.
Yeah, wouldn't that be good? Okay. We will see you tomorrow morning.
Yes, we will.
And we welcome your comments. if you're just bound and determined, you just want to attack just because you're you. If it makes you feel better, it's okay. I got
We're not
I got
worried
broad
about
shoulders.
It. I'm not worried about
It
it.
doesn't bother me. And you know how much sleep I lose over it? None.
It's not the first time that we've been.
Won't be the last time.
Won't
It's
be the
okay,
last.
y'all.
We look forward to it.
And by the way, for the other folks down there, Mayor Pete, you're now you can be was it December they take office?
Yes, I believe so.
First.
Well, he said he would come back on the show
But
if he won.
When he comes back,
as
he will
mayor.
be the first time he's ever been elected to office.
That's right, because he was
even though
appointed
he's appointed to.
Same thing with Swansboro.
It happens.
Yes, Bill Justice was appointed as the mayor to fill the vacancy, and now he's the elected mayor.
Yeah. So we're, and I want to talk to Mayor Parnian here.
Yes.
I want to talk to him about some of the other things that he was talking about.
Yes.
About his coming to this country.
Yes. And he said he would definitely come in and talk about
because
it. Interesting.
I lived through that time,
right,
as you did too, but I lived through it sometimes in a different way. But there's some interesting times there.
Yes, and it's not that long ago that he took a trip back to Iran to visit families.
I want to know about that because
we did get it.
And here he mentioned that he lost his family. He had a number of his family members killed during that revolution.
Yes, and we didn't get a chance to mention it, but if you've got any plans to fly soon,
oh, good luck.
They're starting Friday. If the budget is not passed, they're going to start cutting flights.
First flights they should cut, anything going into and out of Washington, D.C.
Anything going out of.
Or anything near Washington, D.C. That budget will be passed in a New York second. You're live and local. We'll talk. I told you that to begin with. They should have cut off. They should have cut off all flights into New York and out of into.
I think they should take everybody in all the senators, and lock them into the chamber. Say you cannot come out until this is passed.
And open one bathroom for males and one bathroom for females.
Throw them some Jimmy John sandwiches in there every so often.
I throw them Steve sandwiches. Steve out here on Western Boulevard, by the way, he got some good sandwiches at Western there across from XL. Was that Bryn Mawr? The boy's got some good sandwiches. He'll do them your way. He's got them up there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But just tell him how you want yours.
We could pull off the parade route, pick up a couple, and jump back into parade.
Maybe we'll just call him in advance. He could run out there and throw them to us.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I bet I can do that. Okay. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Have a great rest of your day. And be safe. Get your plants ready to be brought in next week.
That's right.
Bye.
Bye.